It's never too late to start. And welcome to another interesting podcast where we speak about a community of women talking and spreading about sustainability. And for that, today we have with us an inspiring and a powerful personality, Sonali Dutta, as the National President of the Corporate Sustainability Council, WICCI, which is Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Sustainability for me is anything which is continuous.
How does WICCI specifically empower women to kind of champion sustainability agendas?
Building leadership. We did a program on traceability.
It's a great initiative where so many women leaders are kind of working towards the same goal. Which industries are leading versus lagging?
The bigger companies, of course, they have their compliances in place. They have big consultancies handholding the SMEs on their sustainability paths.
What's in it for me? Many companies still view sustainability as a cost center, right? How do you help shift this mindset towards seeing it as a strategic investment?
A brand value is a very important value.
If right strategies are kind of put into place, unique perspectives do women leaders bring to corporate sustainability discussions?
Women are probably the greatest influencer today and more passionate. If the power is in collaboration, the government, when they do their policies, the policies have to include the disposal part of it.
Key trends do you think are going to shape the corporate sustainability's future?
It's $1 million mission.
Practical, quick wins.
It's like an octopus on skateboards, everything is going in a different direction.
Our aspiring change makers, especially young professionals, get involved with Corporate Sustainability Council.
Youngsters joining in, even at the student level. A couple of philosophies which I have followed in my life. Take some responsibilities for yourself. Keep your education up. It's never too late to start anything new.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another interesting podcast where we speak about a community of women talking and spreading about sustainability. And for that, today we have with us an inspiring and a powerful personality, Sonali Dutta. Sonali is a passionate sustainability advocate currently serving as the national president of the Corporate Sustainability Council, WICCI, which is Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. After spending 4 decades in diverse corporate roles, culminating as Vice President Corporate Affairs and HR with Bry Air Asia Private Limited, she has since transitioned her focus. She has not stopped there. She turned to organic farming, continues to be an advisor to several corporates, a mentor to many young professionals, and an independent director. So, I'd like to welcome Ms. Sonali. Hi, Sonali. How are you?
I'm good, Neha. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. It's indeed an honor.
Thank you for taking some time out and coming on this platform and talking to us. What inspired you to kind of take on the national presidentship role for corporate sustainability at WICCI?
Well, it's a slightly different kind of a story. I had relocated to Goa to kind of focus on my organic farm, which is on the border of Goa. It's not in Goa. So after my retirement, I decided, okay, let's me now focus on that part of it. And while working on and learning about organic farming, working on my farm, etc., though I was always interested in sustainability, it started made me a little bit more interested, and I got in touch with a lot of communities. While I was learning this journey, I was on this journey, WICCI got in touch with me, the founder of WICCI, Dr. Harveen Arora, and she said she wanted me to take a leadership position in one of the councils. So WICCI, as you might know, is a body with independent councils. There are very different verticals, and you can and they're standalone verticals under a national president who then grows the council, works with the council, the focus areas. So they're different. I looked at the councils and I kind of, looked at everything and I said, no, there are some things which I was doing in my corporate life. Let me not get back to it again. And there was a slight hesitation. I come from you just said 4 decades. So 4 decades in the industry where it was quite men-led, male-led industry, less women. So I've always worked with more with men than women. So I've worked with women. So I worked with everybody as a professional. So when the focus was only women, I was a little taken back. I said, listen, we are all professionals. So why give them a second category, position? I said, this is women only. So I've always held the thought that women are very talented
Right.
and one must support. And so I said, I'll think it over. And then I thought, why not? I mean, this was a new chapter in my life, and why not? So I wanted in this work in the sustainability field. But then sustainability is very wide.
Hmm.
Coming from a corporate and a SME at that, I realized while the SMEs are a large group of businesses which are there, which doesn't have these compliances necessary, you
Right.
know, ESG or whatever other compliances, but they're doing a whole lot of things. So if a little guidance can be provided to them, then maybe they can be on their sustainability journey in a very organic way without what I say, the danda of the compliance on them. So they can be compliance ready. And they
Right.
can see it that they're doing the right thing, where they're doing the good business also, and their branding goes up. Because I believe when you're in business, nothing is a free lunch.
Yeah.
And you have to be profitable to
Hmm.
donate money or do good. So that was one of the things. So that is where I reached out to them. I said, okay, instead of only sustainability, let me focus on that. So that's been the story behind my taking up this responsibility 2 years back. So they were kind enough to give me this counsel and said, well, you're the founder president, now you do whatever you want to. So I had that advantage of growing the council and, shaping its journey. It's been exciting. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, yeah, surely. That's really kind of inspiring how you kind of, transform from corporate life to I would say lesser corporate and, more towards greater and much needed causes, right?
Yeah.
Like what does sustainability personally mean to you beyond the, corporate buzzword?
The sustainability for me is anything which is continuous, which you doesn't put pressure on you
Hmm.
also, because whatever you're not comfortable doing, you
Hmm.
will only do it for a while.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm talking about sustainability as a broader word. So, whether it is your work, career, relationships, or the environment around you, how you develop your habits and how you. So, it is a mental shift you need to do, and probably today. More than anyone, the knowledge about sustainability is spreading a lot through many things. But
Yeah.
then a lot of people also don't understand it at a ground level.
Hmm.
Also, there are these aspirations where everybody has, and so for me, sustainability is something which you can adapt, and even if you can influence one person
Right.
if adapting this and give back to the mother earth what you can, so it will happen naturally if you can think mindfully, if you
Right.
can be mindful of your actions.
Hmm.
Starts very little, even as simple as switching off the light when you come
Exactly.
out, or not throwing the garbage around, or
Hmm.
it's very little things. The little things lead to much bigger one, because after all we are citizens first.
Right.
So sometimes it becomes diye tale andhere, na, you're just.
Ah.
So I believe it starts with you first you, then your surroundings, and then
Hmm.
the more you can do, because then.
Right, right. I totally agree with you, Sonali, and how you, put your thought forward. Because as citizens, if we do small things, little things, it will, together it will add on to a bigger change. And now I understand and completely relate how, how the shift happened from your pure corporate life to a sustainability leader as well. So that's great. Coming to Wiki again, like how does your role at Wiki connect with driving sustainability transformation across, India's corporate sector?
See, when we started out, my focus was very clear that we do programs, knowledge dissemination to the corporate
Hmm.
sector and SMEs. But I soon realized that for that, that has to be step two, and the step one has to be first educating and generating awareness and advocacy with the similar kind of people whose passion was also sustainability or other. So that is how we started, and we started by doing a lot of open online programs. Like for example, we did a program on traceability in four sectors: the farmer, the food, and automobile. These three segments actually, not
Okay.
four.
Hmm.
And there, the traceability is a very important factor in safety factors also, because you need to trace where your component is coming from. Now, today, automobile industry typically gets its component from a lot of SMEs, and
Right.
they need to trace that component tomorrow. If the accidents happen, etc., that component needs to be traced back.
Hmm.
Similarly, for pharmaceutical industries. So these
Right.
are things which people don't tie up with sustainability, but they are very important aspects of sustainability. Then we did it in fashion,
Hmm.
circular economy. So while we are doing a lot on waste management, women's security and health, but we are also doing a lot on those areas which are, then we did a program on ESG for the SMEs and, things
Right.
like that. We've tied up with various, we have MOUs with various other associations, and then through them, their programs also get associated. So for me, it is very important to keep sharing the knowledge. It is not done in a day, but
Right.
we are working towards that, creating modules, maybe talking to different industries, this thing, and a
Hmm.
more focused industry, while we continue to do work on our four focus areas, uh,
Hmm.
where we have our basic sustainability road.
Right. Right. So I think that also explains how Wiki's Corporate Sustainability Council operates, and like you mentioned, its key initiatives in these four sectors, right? Or if you want to add something to it, the key initiatives.
Well, the four initiatives are, of course, one is advocacy for reforestation and to
Hmm.
stop the afforestation part of it, then waste management, which is solid as well as as well as digital. People, when they talk about waste, they say. But we are also talking about programs or tying up with people in certain sectors in certain cities, like food for plastics,
Hmm.
you collect PET bottles for recycling, and then uh, against a certain number of PET bottles, food is provided to the slum children. So it
Hmm.
is a very barter kind of this thing. Our role is not to the thing, but make sure the collections happen in school and advocacy
Right.
and all that. So advocacy is a big part of it. Then, of course, being a women's chamber, women's safety, security, mental health,
Hmm.
financial health, physical health. So we do a lot of programs related to that. Then focused more on content development, the
Hmm.
networking, and of course the SME. Wherever we can, this thing that we're trying to create or provide a guiding hand for the SME
Hmm.
uh, partners.
Right.
So that is something, because we will be in our year three next year. I think that is something which will roll out after 2 years of building up the network. We
Hmm.
have this fabulous group of women from diverse sectors, and we're all very uh, gung ho about sustainability. So
Yeah.
basically, the flow has to be there. It has to be a continuous flow. It can't be just I do it one day and other thing. So in different ways. So that way, the collaborations help.
Right.
networking helps. So advocacy in a big way, we have been trying to reach the government in the state level or a district
Mm.
level that
Okay.
this thing that anything happens in a particular way. Mm,
Mhm.
little because ultimately when you're looking at a bigger picture, the government matters.
Right.
Yeah.
As rightly said, I think without government, because we are doing something which is for a greater good for the country as a whole, for the environment as a whole. So I think government also plays a very important role, and collaboration with them is very important for this group as well. Right.
The other point which I have
Mhm.
realized over the last 2 years when I've been working with the area is education at school level.
Hmm.
Because you can't change mindsets towards
Right.
anything when you're working. When you're
Hmm.
working, the mindset will be because you are forced to do it. It's whether it's a rule, it's a compliance, or this thing. But if you like, I went back, I go back to my original sustainability uh, premise that you have to be sustainable yourself. So right from children, if we can teach that discipline of not throwing things about, not making sure your garbage is managed properly, and educating them to respect the environment, respect everything. Then I realized, so that is one area maybe one would like to focus a little bit more going ahead, because you're building future
Right.
corporate citizens.
Exactly. That's a very, very good thought, and I think so many talks are also going on about including it in the education system from the beginning only, so that the students, the kids, our future generation, kind of they inculcate that from the beginning, from the roots.
Right.
Yeah, that would really help actually. So, if I may ask you, like, how many members are kind of part of this group as of now?
We are about exactly 222 at the moment, or 223
Okay.
in 2 years' time from zero level.
Right, that's huge, I think. And first of all, I also want to thank you for inviting and onboarding me also as a part of this group. And it's a great initiative where so many women leaders are kind of working towards the same goal. So it's always good to be part of such a group.
I think a lot of opportunities also come up, and when people get to know about others. So I know that for a fact that many members have collaborated
Hmm.
or gained individually when they've connected to a like-minded partner for their work also.
Right.
So my effort is always to uh, nudge people to connect themselves.
So, moving on to the bigger part, how has the corporate sustainability conversation evolved in India over the past decade? And, which industries are leading versus lagging?
I think it is evolving, and every industry in its own way are trying to do it at the association level, etc. Uh,
Hmm.
Simply because also one reason is that the compliance from there, if they're in exports, then the international pressure is there.
Hmm.
So that's very important. So slowly people have started, at least people have started that conversation. And
Hmm.
especially the bigger companies, of course, they have their compliances in place. They have
Right.
this big consultancies. And that's where I feel it's very important to position ourselves as handholding the SMEs on their sustainability paths, not going into data initially, because once you go into the data part of it, everybody gets very scared.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
first, to do a full study on what they have and connect their other this thing so that they can use them for their branding. And then the data, once they start collecting information, the data comes naturally.
Right.
But otherwise, there's this big thing, but that
Hmm.
uh, data नहीं है, कौन करेगा? We don't have
कौन
enough
करेगा?
people because they're smaller, they
Right.
don't have specialists. So
Mm-hmm.
that is where I've done a lot of digging, a lot of done research on my own, and
Mm-hmm.
I've realized that the best part to do it is, handhold them without scaring them. So
Right.
everybody is at a certain level,
Mm.
and it starts with their people also.
Mm. Right.
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 Now,
Very nicely said, Sonali. I think I would also agree on this because, anyways, the bigger companies have to do. There are compliances, and they are doing. They are involving consulting
yeah.
companies,
So
big,
it is either greenwashing or they're doing, but the report is in
but
place.
the report is in place. So I think they can kind of spread awareness, or train their SMEs, whoever is working with them, whoever are their vendors and all. So they can lay their hands forward and kind of train them in something, and then make them ready to give the data, make them understand what is required, what is not. I think that would help on a bigger picture to the SMEs and the medium-sized companies to come forward and start reporting as well for them as well.
See, it's for them, the very important part of it is I've always held it that people look at everybody looks at it, what is in it for me?
Right.
So if you can explain what is in it for them
Hmm.
without economic loss,
Hmm. Right.
so there is always then it's win-win situation.
Hmm. I think exactly. And I think it would be interesting to see how corporates transform themselves along with their vendor supply chain over the next 3 to 5 years of time.
I think that is, I think most companies will do it because it's simply, there's no getting away from it.
Right. Right. And coming to that, like, what's in it for me? Many companies still view sustainability as a cost center, right? How do you help shift this mindset towards seeing it as a strategic investment?
Simply by putting it as a branding
Mm-hmm.
exercise. A brand value is a very important value.
Right.
And it is very important to be seen today. So
Mm-hmm.
I've worked in the CSR segment for a long while also. So
Right.
there also is they do good. It's simply that all the good you're doing, if it's not presented properly, then it's the best kept secret in the world. Similarly,
Mm-hmm.
the sustainability journey that needs to be recorded. It can be with a very small thing. Because ultimately, if you look at it, a lot of things lead to their cost saving in terms
Mm.
of waste management.
Right.
Where industries are concerned, their scraps are there, their wastage
Mm-hmm.
is there, the processes are not in place. Slowly,
Mm.
if you can get towards there, then if you can do have the water harvesting and other things,
Mm.
these small things. And today, all the most of the SMEs also are in the CSR segment.
Mm. Right.
Then there are other compliances in place. The Factory Act is there, the POSH
Mm.
is
Right.
instead of everybody like leading into different ways, you can just put it all together and
Mm.
put it as a good branding this thing while you do your work, because I also believe that only branding will not help. You have to
Mm.
have the cake in place and you have
Right.
to have the icing. So the
Right.
cake without the icing is not attractive, but
Mm.
the icing without the cake will also not be
Also
there.
not.
So it is a quid pro quo thing, but once you start doing that, everybody,
Mm. Right.
especially in the social media circuit, everybody wants to
Mm-hmm.
show off, as I
Right.
say.
Right. Right. Uh, and I
Uh,
think, yes, being a CA myself, I kind of totally agree that, sustainability is not a cost center. It can change businesses. There are some stories also we have read, we have seen, which can increase your revenue, profits, if right strategies are kind of put into place.
exactly. The strategy has to be very right and it's
Hmm.
so well thought of. It can't be in different individual
Hmm.
silos.
Right, right.
When people, the silos happening in SMEs, a lot of silos happen because
Hmm.
the plant works on a certain thing, the corporate
Right.
works on a different, marketing works separately.
Hmm.
So there is, it's very necessary to put everything together.
Hmm. Right, right. So
Mm.
collaboration is very important in the current scenario, I think. Collaboration between departments, between
Without
people.
collaboration, it doesn't work, it
Yeah,
doesn't work.
yeah. Right, right. So now coming on to the kind of women's leadership in sustainability, which I think I have named it as the topic as well. Like, what unique perspectives do women leaders bring to corporate sustainability discussions based on your experience?
I think they're very passionate. Women by themselves are very emotional and passionate. Now,
Mhm.
emotions can be a positive aspect and a negative aspect, because if they take everything personally, that's a negative aspect, and that kind of slows down their growth in the corporate ladder. But talking about sustainability, women are probably the greatest influencer today and more passionate. They tend to they once they have made up their mind, then they look at every ways to make sure that it is there and it's a continuous journey. Also, they influence the next generation. So, in terms of women leadership and sustainability today, if I have to look at it, there are people, there are more women, I think, and more have realized as part of this community. And as a result of this community, now I work with many other communities also, that there is a great deal of focus on sustainability. Everybody, a lot of people, and most of them are women.
Very well said, Sonali. And how does Wiki specifically empower women to kind of champion sustainability agendas in boardrooms and executive leadership?
I think Wiki is operates in a very independent, diverse way, that it
Mm-hmm.
let people do whatever they want to do within the vertical.
Mm-hmm.
They have a general guideline, but basically, so they are building leadership actually by allowing every president, every state president, and this thing by a little guidance, but allowing it to be in a very democratized manner,
Mm-hmm.
to take the journeys by themselves.
Okay.
So it's by itself innovation and leadership. So
Mm-hmm.
that way, I think Wiki is a very different kind of a platform than other business associations.
Mm-hmm.
They encourage networking, they encourage barter, they don't encourage too much of financial dealings as a this thing on Wiki's name. So you're not asking for sponsorship. So it is a very organic growth.
Right.
And women are very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's again a win-win situation. It
Right.
provides a platform,
Mm.
and it allows you to make use of the platform as you want to do it in a
Mm.
positive manner.
Mm.
That's also sustainability.
Right. Right. Correct. And can you share any success story, where Wiki's initiative made some result out of that?
Yeah, we've done some good things. Last year in Mumbai, we had a tripartite MOU with the Indian Port Trust and another NGO.
Okay.
Where the Indian Port Trust, that community gave land, and through the other NGO, BAM, and we at the Wiki, the Corporate Sustainability Council, uh, got the sponsorships and the funds, but directly to the NGO. And the NGO has been looking after bamboo plantation. So it was a
Okay.
three-parter thing. The land came, it's a government. So it was a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
We did a very good program on a barter basis on the Environment Day also in Mumbai. In Gurgaon and Faridabad, we've been doing a lot of tree plantation with different bodies. Also, have been working with the municipal corporations to make sure that when roads are widened or anything is that the trees do not suffer. We're working with schools, so each one of them is a small step towards. I would say that each one is small or big,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good this thing. It's a step towards the right direction. Plus, we have created some forums, platforms for women to share their journeys, where members share their transformational journeys, and sustainability journeys. So those have given another, like a
Mm.
place space for the women to talk about their journeys. If I look at it, there are three or four. Then we are recently, the MOUs have been very successful. There's on the carbon decarbonization. We've connected people where people have started working
Oh.
together in terms of in the field of decarbonization or in
Mm.
digital place. So that I believe that it is that collaboration helps a lot.
Mm.
So I could continue. I mean, there are many. We've done a lot of digital collection, digital waste, sorry,
Yes.
e-waste in Calcutta. Tons of this thing.
Oh, okay.
And even last Diwali, I think Diwali, there's a lot of textile recycling and repurposing projects we have done. So each one is a small success, their state statistics available, but each one, if it's been done in a workplace or a society, is also influencing 10 other people
Mm.
who are being
Right.
mindful, who are not
Mm.
members. So they come to know about it. So that is
Mm.
how we're doing. So I think some of these programs have been, and then we've done a lot of women's health program, etc. That has been done. So
Right.
financial awareness and
Mm.
some very good panel discussions, including in the hospitality industry, other industries, healthcare.
Mm.
So, but each one is a success of its own, small success. I believe that there may be, it is very important for that every drop to come
Right.
instead of one huge bang and nothing
Mm.
after it.
Nothing after it.
So
Right.
that continuous approach is important.
Mm-hmm.
So
No,
that's
it's really it's really good to know so many initiatives you have taken under this council, and whether it's a small success stories or it's a big, it doesn't matter. I think what matters more is you are taking an initiative and it is continuing.
and 5 or 10 other people are coming together for that.
Right, right, and
Yeah,
more people are getting engaged even if they are not members of Wiki.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is there. They're members of the saying. So that is I that's where I believe the power is in collaboration. Power is in
Hmm.
simple connecting. Power is in knowledge dissemination. You create your own.
Right, right. So, now going in this modern world, I would say there are a lot of things, mainly technology, right? Technology, future trends, and everything. So, how do you see technology and digital innovation shaping the next phase of corporate sustainability in India?
I think digit, digital transformation has already come about. I think the next this thing was be to see that how these digital transformations can be sustainable in terms of when I'm saying about data centers, etc. They take a huge amount of energy.
Right,
So
right.
can we have data centers which take a
Hmm.
a bit of energy and this thing. So it is not only in what I would say uh, the next level of technologies will AI will help, but AI
Hmm.
itself will not. No technology helps if it is not applied mindfully.
Ah.
Uh, uh, I believe that okay, everybody's talking about solar. Solar is bringing this thing.
Hmm.
Everybody's talking about uh, cars now today, battery operated car,
Battery
EVs,
operated. Hmm.
EVs. But going forward, if the methodology to dispose the batteries or the solar panel is not there in place, we will end up in the same problem today as we
Hmm.
are seeing in garbage. But how to, so that is where I think the government, when they do their policies, the policies have to include the disposal part of it.
I think monitoring and measuring what you are doing is very important.
Very, very important.
And what key trends do you think are going to, shape the corporate sustainability's future?
That's $1 million question, today with so much of happening. Uh, I think we have to finally adapt methodology and as well as uh, the philosophy has to be ingrained that whatever we do it in a way that it is sustainable. And then, of course, carbon footprints is very important. We become mindful for our carbon footprint.
Hmm.
And the totality has to be looked at. So it is not an easy question to be answered. There's no easy solution to it.
So that brings me to the next question, like what practical quick wins would you recommend for companies just starting their sustainability journey?
This depends upon where they are located. Do they have a little bit of greenery around? But I would say that one is to ensure that there's greenery around, there's water harvesting happening, there is waste management in place. These are the three key areas which will give them immediate benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, education, employee education. Matters a lot because unless the employees are educated and understand this, it will not happen.
Right.
A lot of food gets wasted in canteens. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
even people don't have canteens. A lot of food gets wasted, and the people ordering out and everything. So if they are able to control some of these things at a first stop, guess it. And nothing big. These are very small things.
Mm-hmm.
Education is very important. So education is work towards the education of the children. Not only people from in the big schools, etc., but typically NGO run and the government schools, etc. When
Right.
typically when I come back from a trip or when I go out, my handbag is literally a waste paper basket because everything goes into it till I come home and then I segregate and whatever do that. Instead of just throwing it out of the car window or because there are other things
Right.
around. If I
Mm.
can't find a waste basket, a waste paper, not a garbage bin anywhere, sometimes the garbage bins are not approachable because people have
Yeah.
thrown so much garbage around them. So these little things, I think, for the corporate, these three things have helped. Then the education and get all your policies in place to
Mm.
understand how they're linked.
Mm-hmm.
That is where a helping him hand with a small audit or somebody who knows what can
Mm.
help uh,
Mm-hmm.
does help.
Right. Right.
So that would be my guidance to them, that connect with somebody who can help you on their guide in your sustainability journey.
Mm-hmm.
Just to enough so that you connect the dots and then you can do it yourself. Uh,
Right.
Maybe somebody just as a
Mm-hmm.
coach, more of a
Right.
sustainability coach or a
Right.
mentor rather than a
Mm.
consultant.
Exactly. Mm. I think so. I think people like small companies are little scared of the consultants as well. They'll charge hefty amount and then nothing will come out of the report and all. That is, I think, also one of the problems.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So I always encourage and I like to take up projects, smaller projects, where I try and connect there and give them a whole plan
mm-hmm.
that this is what, and they collect the data. When I get somebody to collect the information, not the data, the information, and then ask questions. I have my questionnaires. I keep asking, and I
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, this is it. And before a couple of months gone, and they realize that they are already doing so much, which
Mm-hmm.
they are all doing in different.
Right, right.
So, like I say, it's like an octopus on skateboards.
Mm.
Everybody's going in a different direction. So you just have to put together and put everything in
Right,
that direction.
right. Right. I have also kind of came through a situation this kind of only where companies are doing lot of things, and there are kind of lot of laws also there in India which makes you do some labor laws are there, posh is there. So all I think if you are doing in a scattered way, but putting it together is where they are finding the difficulty. But it is not as such difficult. It is a simple task to put it together, and you will be seeing by yourself that actually you're doing something for sustainability
Yeah,
already.
that is where, it's a very feel good factor and you're actually
Yeah.
doing it, but you're not claiming any benefits from it.
So that is where I think more awareness is needed, education is needed, as you rightly mentioned. So we have talked about a lot of things. I think what is required, what is not required, what are the key trends going to be in the future sustainability era, and all those things. So, if you could implement one policy change to accelerate corporate sustainability nationwide, what would it be and why?
Only one. I would say then do everything mindfully. But I think if we are looking at only one thing, that today both garbage waste management and water.
Hmm.
What I say is not water recycling or water saving, what I say, because our water, because those are two important things which the greener water will mean greenery, greenery will mean and the
Hmm.
waste disposal, because these three at that is not only at a corporate level, but at every level. We'll be a healthier, better country, cleaner country to do many other things.
Hmm.
Because with it's all connected. It's not one thing. So I think today one of the biggest problems is our garbage system, which we
Hmm.
don't work on properly. And then any technology you adopt, please look at it mindfully, that finally what is done, put processes in place right at the end to end, not just start the
Hmm.
journey, comply, and oh, we are getting a benefit and that is it. But keep at it. A
Hmm.
lot of good things fall on its pathway because nobody is following it up. एक साल हुआ, couple of years, it's forgotten.
Hmm.
Because the first
Right.
couple of years probably received a lot of management
Hmm.
focus, but then it's again just a transactional exercise.
Hmm. Right. Right. Until and unless people kind of take it as the part of their business, which kind of helps them or will be helping them supporting the objective of the business.
Yeah, so that is there. That's a premise for ESG also. You
Yeah.
have to be economically viable.
Mm.
But only sometimes some of these things are made so difficult that everybody kind of, and we have to remember that all said and done, there's a lot of these companies, smaller companies, are being run by private owners, proprietorship. So, and then they are not in a space to employ anybody only for this or hire a consultant. And that
Right.
is where I think that initially, if one can give some knowledge and disseminate the knowledge in the right way, and then
Hmm.
with little cost, because not again, like I said, that anything which is free, people don't appreciate it. With a little guidance, with a little coaching, if they can be in their pathway and they can see their own way.
Hmm. Right, right. Even small, small things matter. So whether you start big, whether you start small, starting and continuing is very important.
Yeah.
So, what does true sustainability leadership mean to you? And how can our aspiring change makers, especially young professionals, get involved with Corporate Sustainability Council of WICCI's mission and develop this leadership themselves?
WICCI has an opportunity for the leadership here. And I am actually looking forward to many young professionals or youngsters joining in, even at the student level. We
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of very active students group in Chandigarh. They do a lot
Okay.
of work. There are a lot of youngsters.
Mm-hmm.
They're the, but then it's led by their professor, who's the state president. So we have one of their the couple of young students as members also. So what I look forward is that to use they are more digitally or
Mm-hmm.
technologically uh, updated than uh,
Mm.
people who are of our generation, as I may say.
Yes.
But so they can, if they can use that to expand the knowledge factor. They can learn also. I think they can learn the communication. They can also, so they can lead projects. That is what we have done in many of our councils. That we have made people, our group of people, in charge of a project. They are the
Mm-hmm.
ones who are leading the project under the guidance, whatever. But it is their call. So that way, you are creating more leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And I encourage all the state presidents also to keep mentoring people so that if they feel the thing, they can step back and there's somebody else takes the baton up. And that is finally, that's how I'd like to see the leadership goes. That the baton keeps getting handed out by people who can take the challenge and lead. And whether it is at a city level or a state level, because at city level, there are possibilities. You have city level councils, there are more people. Then there are group activities where there are, if you're doing 5 initiatives, each initiative is led by a person.
Mm-hmm.
So group leaders. So they're the coordination, the communication, the networking, it all helps to grow. So I would actually like to see more youngsters coming into this sector.
Thank you, Sonali, for the great talk which we had today. I think it's a lot of value addition to the people watching this as well, and inspire them to come forward and take some initiative for sustainability, whatever they can do. Right? That's what we are kind of telling, that even a small thing matters. So thank you for your time. And any last word or thing which you want to add and inspire our youngsters to kind of come forward and be a part of this.
Thank you, Nia, for having me again. I hope you've got some answers to the questions you've been asking me. Um, I think one is a couple of philosophies which I have followed in my life, and I have benefited from them. One is take some responsibilities for yourself, your
Mm-hmm.
decisions. It's never too late to start anything new.
Mm.
Second is never too. Always, so you have to have that energy, and there's nothing like, knowing everything. So keep your education up. So your sustainability journey will continue because if you make yourself sustainable first,
Mm.
you will spread the word. So
Right.
it is very important in our lives, as I say, that unless you're secure, you will not be confident. And if you are not sustainable yourself in your lifestyle, the way you do it, you can't. So for youngsters, younger leaders, I always, I don't, and don't limit yourself.
Mm.
I specialize only in this. This is what I'm paid for. This is my job. I don't see a promotion if I do anything. No, open yourself, see there's so many things happening, assimilate that knowledge, that always helps.
Mm.
So that's quite a few I've given you now.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's why the experience and all these matters coming from you. And I think the best one is it's never too late to start. And I think you are
Yeah,
the
I've
best
started an
example of that
entire
as well.
new chapter after I was 60.
Right.
So
Ah.
entire new chapter in an entire new city.
Mm.
And I don't know whether I'm not worried whether it's successful or not at this stage of life, but I'm enjoying the journey.
Mm. Right. So you
And there are
should, I
good things
think.
happening. So that is important. So it's
Mm-hmm.
important to enjoy the journey as well as the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we get focused so much on the goal that we don't enjoy the journey or see
Mm-hmm.
the journey might lead you something better.
Better. Hmm. Right, right. So a lot of learnings from you, I think, Sonali, for me as well, for our viewers as well, and keep learning. I would say for ending this meeting, keep learning, keep spreading whatever you learn, and it's never too late to start. So and enjoy your journey as well.